the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in the binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune and turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. In shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go.
Louis Couturat was a French philosopher and logician primarily known for his crucial role in introducing symbolic logic to France. He made significant contributions to Leibniz scholarship by unearthing and publishing many of his logical works, highlighting Leibniz's foundational role in the field. Couturat also championed logicism, the idea that mathematics could be reduced to logic, leading to notable debates with Henri Poincaré. Furthermore, he was a key figure in the development and promotion of Edo, a constructed international auxiliary language, reflecting his belief in the power of logical language for universal communication. Louis Couturat, a figure destined to significantly shape the fields of logic and mathematics, demonstrated an extraordinary intellect from his earliest days. His formative years at the Lycée were marked by exceptional academic performance, garnering him a multitude of prizes across diverse subjects and signaling his prodigious talents well before his entry into higher education. This early brilliance paved his way to the highly selective École Normale Supérieure in Paris, which he entered in 1887. His time at this esteemed institution was one of intense dedication and rigorous study. After 3 years of immersive academic pursuit, Couturat distinguished himself by achieving the coveted status of laureate in both philosophy and mathematics, a testament to his versatile and deep intellectual capabilities. His thirst for knowledge in mathematics led him to attend lectures by some of the most influential minds of the era, including Jules Tannery, Émile Picard, Camille Jordan, and Henri Poincaré, figures whose teachings further deepened his already substantial mathematical expertise. Couturat's independent financial means provided him with the invaluable freedom to pursue his research interests without constraint. This allowed him to take significant leaves from his professorships, dedicating extended periods solely to scholarly inquiry. One particularly notable instance of this was his time spent in Hanover, meticulously examining Leibniz's previously unpublished works, an endeavor that would later yield groundbreaking insights into the history of logic. Before embarking on his ambitious doctoral research, Couturat had already made his mark with a published paper that delved into the intricacies of Zeno's paradox of Achilles and the tortoise, an early indication of his keen interest in the philosophical underpinnings of mathematical concepts. For his doctorate, he undertook a challenging dual thesis project. This included a Latin thesis focusing on the myths of Plato as presented in the dialogues, demonstrating his classical erudition, and a seminal mathematical thesis. The latter, published in 1896 under the title De l'infini mathématique, was a pivotal work where Couturat passionately and rigorously defended the concept of the actual infinite, a stance that placed him at the forefront of contemporary debates in the philosophy of mathematics. This early life and academic trajectory clearly laid the foundation for his later profound contributions to logic, philosophy, and the development of an international language. Following the groundwork laid by his 1896 mathematical thesis, De l'infini mathématique, Louis Couturat embarked on a truly transformative period of research, dedicating himself to a profound exploration of the historical and theoretical underpinnings of logic and mathematics. This intense focus culminated in a series of highly influential works that fundamentally reshaped scholarly understanding and laid new intellectual paths. Couturat's meticulous and deep dive into Leibniz's previously unpublished manuscripts in Hanover proved to be exceptionally fruitful. This painstaking work culminated in the 1901 publication of La Logique de Leibniz, a pioneering and groundbreaking study that dramatically altered the prevailing understanding of the German philosopher's immense, yet largely unrecognized, contributions to the field of formal logic. This was not merely a historical account, it revealed Leibniz as a visionary who anticipated many concepts central to modern symbolic logic. Building on this monumental discovery, Couturat followed up swiftly in 1903 with the release of Opuscules et Fragments inédits de Leibniz. This was no less significant, presenting a vital collection of texts that had, until then, been virtually inaccessible to the academic world. By bringing these foundational logical writings to light, Couturat further cemented and elevated Leibniz's legacy as a crucial figure in the development of logical thought, establishing him as a true pioneer. This same period proved to be remarkably prolific for Couturat, as his intellectual curiosity extended beyond the confines of pure logic. In 1903, he also collaborated with Leopold Loew on Histoire de la langue universelle, a work that marked his burgeoning interest in the philosophical and practical dimensions of a universal language. This book explored the historical attempts and theoretical underpinnings of such a concept, foreshadowing his later deep involvement with the Edo movement. Couturat's unwavering focus on the advancement and dissemination of symbolic logic reached a significant milestone with the 1905 publication of L'Algèbre de la Logique. This work served as a landmark introduction to Boolean algebra and brilliantly articulated the ideas of influential thinkers like Charles Sanders Peirce and Ernst Schroeder. It became an essential text for understanding the emerging landscape of modern formal logic, effectively bridging the abstract principles of mathematics with their philosophical implications. Through these comprehensive efforts, Couturat not only illuminated the forgotten brilliance of historical figures like Leibniz but also actively shaped the intellectual currents that defined logic and mathematics in the early 20th century. Following his intensely productive period around 1901 to 1905, which saw the publication of La Logique de Leibniz, Opuscules et Fragments inédits de Leibniz, Histoire de la langue universelle, and L'Algèbre de la Logique, Louis Couturat continued to be a prolific and influential figure, particularly in the realm of international auxiliary languages. In 1905, he also published Les Principes de mathématiques, avec un appendice sur la philosophie de mathématiques de Kant, a work that built upon Bertrand Russell's ideas and included a strong critique of Kant's philosophy of mathematics. His most significant next work, and one that consumed much of his later life, was his deep involvement in the Edo movement. Although Histoire de la langue universelle co-authored with Leopold Loew was published in 1903, it laid the groundwork for his practical engagement. In 1907, Couturat was instrumental in the creation of Edo, an offshoot of Esperanto, which he actively promoted as a more logical and refined universal language. He co-authored Les Nouvelles Langues Internationales 1907 with Leopold Loew, further elaborating on the rationale for and structure of such languages. Beyond theoretical works, Couturat dedicated himself to the practical development and dissemination of Edo. He founded and directed the monthly review Progresso in 1908, a journal written entirely in Edo, serving as a primary platform for promoting the language and its underlying principles. He also produced works like Études sur la dérivation dans la langue internationale 1910, a detailed linguistic analysis of derivation in Edo, and collaborated on international language and science, Considerations on the Introduction of an International Language into Science 1910. For Louis Couturat, the realms of linguistics and logic were not merely related disciplines but fundamentally intertwined and mutually dependent. His groundbreaking work on constructed languages, particularly Edo, was not just a practical exercise but a direct application of his core philosophical conviction, that logic should serve as the paramount guide for language construction. This belief was central to his vision for an ideal international auxiliary language EAL. Couturat argued passionately that natural languages, by their very evolutionary nature, are often replete with inconsistencies, ambiguities, and illogical structures that hinder clear and precise communication. This perspective formed the basis of his notable criticism of Esperanto, the most prominent EAL of his time. He contended that Esperanto, despite its admirable goals, fell short of its potential because it slavishly imitated the idioms and irregular patterns found in natural languages. In Couturat's view, this mimicry introduced unnecessary complexities, idiomatic expressions, and grammatical quirks that detracted from the efficiency and universality an ideal international language should possess. He sought a language stripped down to its logical essentials, where every word and grammatical construction corresponded to a clear, unambiguous concept, free from the historical baggage and arbitrary conventions of natural tongues. Couturat explicitly articulated this profound conviction in several key articles, which served as theoretical manifestos for his linguistic philosophy. In De rapports de la logique et de la linguistique dans les problèmes de la langue internationale 1911 and Sur la structure logique du langage 1912, both published in the esteemed Revue de métaphysique et de morale, he laid out his arguments with rigorous clarity. Within these essays, he powerfully contended for the primacy of logic over empirical linguistic patterns when it came to designing an EAL. He argued that instead of simply abstracting commonalities from existing languages, a truly rational and universal language should be built from the ground up, based on the principles of formal logic and a precise, unambiguous system of concepts and relations. This approach not only aimed for clarity and ease of learning but also sought to overcome the inherent limitations and cultural biases embedded in natural languages, paving the way for truly universal and logically sound communication. His dedication to Edo culminated in contributions to practical resources, such as the Dictionnaire Français Edo, which was published posthumously in 1915. Through these efforts, Couturat sought to realize a modern version of Leibniz's dream of a characteristica universalis, a universal symbolic and conceptual language. His death, just as the continent plunged into the Great War, not only deprived the academic world of a brilliant mind but also imbued his final moments with a sense of immense loss, underscoring the broader tragedy unfolding across Europe. As a staunch pacifist and an ardent advocate for international understanding through a universal language like Edo, his demise at the dawn of such a devastating conflict was a particularly cruel twist of fate. His unfinished projects and ongoing contributions to the intellectual discourse, particularly regarding logic, mathematics, and the quest for global communication, were abruptly curtailed, leaving a void that would be felt for years to come. Beyond his published treatises, Louis Couturat's intellectual life was richly documented through his extensive correspondence with an array of prominent thinkers of his era. He engaged in deep and sustained exchanges with towering figures such as Bertrand Russell and Gottlob Frege, among many others. These letters were not merely casual communications, they served as a vibrant intellectual arena where complex ideas were forged, debated, and refined. Their discussions often delved into the most profound and challenging questions of the time, encompassing logicism, the very nature of symbolic logic, and the foundations of mathematics. While these letters and other unpublished manuscripts are not published works in the traditional sense, their significance for understanding Couturat's intellectual development and pervasive influence cannot be overstated. They offer an unparalleled intimate glimpse into his evolving thoughts, revealing the intricacies of his reasoning, his intellectual influences, and the specific challenges he grappled with. For scholars today, these unexamined, or less explored materials represent a rich vein of primary source material, providing crucial context for his published works and shedding light on the broader dialogues that shaped modern logic and philosophy. Indeed, the importance of these communications is highlighted by the fact that some of these essential exchanges are specifically referenced and analyzed in L'œuvre de Louis Couturat 1983, a testament to their enduring value as part of his intellectual legacy. References: Young, J.W. 1907. Review, Les Principes de Mathématiques, avec un appendice sur la philosophie de mathématiques de Kant, par Louis Couturat PDF. Bull. America Math. SOC 14-3, 147-148. doi 10.1090 S0002-1904-1907-015847. Wilson, Edwin Bidwell 1908. Review, L'Algèbre de la Logique, par Louis Couturat, Symbolic Logic and its Applications, by Hugh McColl, The Development of Symbolic Logic by A.T. Shearman PDF. Bull. America Math. SOC 14-4, 175-191. doi 10.1090 S0002-9904-1908-01573-8. Couturat, Louis 1868-1914. Auteur du texte 1906. Pour la langue internationale L. Couturat.
Mics on the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Hidden in shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just the beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go. Pure and raw. Pure and raw. Turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's touch and feel. Pure and raw.